Welcome to the Profit Share Mastery Podcast with your hosts, Linda and Pres McKissack.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Profit Share Mastery. I'm your host, Pres McKissack.
And I'm Linda McKissack.
And we are excited to be with you today. Linda, we just had Mega Camp.
Yes, it was amazing. We always say this every year, but I swear this was the best one ever.
No doubt, in the decade that I've been going to Mega Camp, was one of the best content years.
Absolutely.
We talked AI, we talked about life.
Yep.
We
Community, relationships, all kinds of great things.
Business tactics.
Yep.
Yeah, everything.
Health, even health. We had a section on health.
That was good. Hey, I always need the health section. It's always good for...
Your ribs were sore from me poking you.
That's right. Well, today we have a special episode for you. We're going to focus, normally we focus with agents on growing their profit share. And if you've been a listener, we have an amazing tool called Profit Share Sites for Agents, which is designed to help you be able to go out and build your downline faster than Linda had the opportunity to, right? And we're going to switch up a little bit today. We're going to have now, let me just say this. If you are an agent, you may want to hang tight because you're going to hear some interesting things on today's call. But at the very end of the episode, I'm going to share specifically how what we're about to talk about is actually going to tremendously help you in sponsorship. Yeah. Now, who is today for? Today is for our Market Center leaders. We are really excited to share some things we've been working on behind the scenes for the last year and a half. And so if you're a Market Center leader, this episode is for you. So with that being said, you ready to get started?
Yeah, and Press, the thing is, we actually are trying to solve our own problem.
Yep.
And in turn realize we could solve a lot of people's problems. But, I think after Mega Camp, I always come back and go, this is the place people need to be that want to build a career in real estate. Yep. I get so convicted. And so I'm sure lots of our listeners who went to Mega Camp always feel the same way too. And so I'm excited to share because this tool actually helps them also. Yeah. And we'll dig into that towards the end.
Love it. Okay, so let me kind of set the scene here. If you followed Linda and I's journey the last, 7-8 years that we've really been focused on helping people with profit share, it started out as a course.
Yep.
Or actually started out as a class.
Yep. And
then from a class, it turned into an online course. And then from there, we started building tools, actual systems, software systems to help market centers. And then from there, we started getting, obviously, as we were helping more and more agents, we started having Market Center leaders come up to us, Linda, and say, hey, this tool's amazing. What you guys have built for agents is so good. Can I do this to grow my Market Center?
Yep.
And the answer was yes, yes with an asterisk. It wasn't really designed to do that. It was designed to help you be able to grow your downline across the country. It wasn't really focused, local recruiting where you're focused in on one geographic area is slightly different than the model we had designed to help agents be able to grow their downline because they're going all over the country.
Right. Yeah.
Right, to grow their downline. You're diversifying your downline with that tool. So the answer was yes. We had some market centers use it. Even though it wasn't designed to do it, they still had some successes, which was awesome. In that time, between our collective users, we've had over 200,000 leads generated through our platform, which is unbelievable, right?
Yep.
Super cool to supercharge the growth of our agents and offices. However, we run a region, and we were experiencing that, our market centers were having a challenge. And the challenge was this. Our team leaders were looking up every month. And to be honest with you, it wasn't just team leaders. It was the market center team.
Yep.
And they were saying basically, Press, Linda, it feels like Groundhog Month every month.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is they get to the end of the month, start of the following, and they say, wow, somehow I got my number, right? Or I fell short of my number of how many people I needed to bring into my office. Now I got to do it again. Where are my next 10 going to come from?
Yep.
And that feeling would lead to frustration, sadness, burnout, right? A lot of negative feelings in leadership of not feeling like they were doing enough to win.
Right.
And here's what I want to start with. If you're a market center leader, this may sound contrary, right, to how you might feel inside, but I'm going to tell you this, that it's not your fault. Right. What do I mean by that, Linda?
Well, I mean, you said it earlier. It's a math problem, right?
Yep.
And I think you could just understand the math and how do I get to the math, and then I can solve this problem. It's really not that you're not the right person or you're not doing the right things. It's just hard to do enough of the things manually, physically by yourself.
That's right. One of my big aha moments came when we were in a regional meeting, and we had the former CEO of Remax actually come talk to our group.
Yep.
And he's now working for a company that basically helps brokerages come up with data and values and things like that. And in that conversation, he said, do y'all realize that KW offices are 10 times the size of the average brokerage in our industry? And I knew we were big, but to be honest with you, that was a perspective I didn't have. And my immediate reality was that we're bigger than everyone else. And the growth challenge that we're all facing right now of figuring out how to get positive is a challenge that nobody else has.
Right. We're leading the way as usual.
Yep.
We're leading the way on something, and so we have to figure this out.
We have to do different.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, what got us to our size now may not be the exact way in which we get from our size now to the next evolution, the next level of KW. And so because we run a region and own market centers, we understand the complexity, the challenges better than most. And at some point, Linda and I looked up and said, maybe there's something more we could do to help our market centers win. Help our own market centers win, right?
Yeah.
Help our region win.
Yeah.
We don't like losing every month. That's not a fun, that's not a fun game. And we have good months and we have negative months. But is there, we started asking the question, is there a way to create consistency of growth?
Yeah.
That we could basically be able to recruit enough people every month or as a collective to be positive at the end of the year. And so we went to work, and we started with the premise of we have something with what we've built with our agent sites.
Yeah.
There's something
We
here.
knew the system worked. We just needed to modify it for market centers.
And for those who don't know, to put it in perspective, Nick, who's in our downline, used this tool to recruit 164 people in a single year.
Yeah.
Okay. For perspective, Linda, that's more than most market centers recruit in a single year.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
focused part-time
Yeah.
recruited more than most market centers recruit in a year,
Focusing full time.
focusing full-time.
Yeah.
And so that was sort of the premise of like, I think we have something here, but we need to rethink about how we do it on a local level.
Yeah.
And can it be done on a local level? So when Linda and I, well, and let me just say this, the part that we're the most excited about to share today is I actually think we cracked the code.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's getting super exciting because, the results are coming in and you're starting to go, oh my gosh.
The trajectory is good.
It's amazing.
Yep. And we're early.
Yeah.
And time will tell. And the trajectory is really good.
Yeah.
So, and we'll share more about some of those results here in a minute. But this is how Linda and I sort of approach this. We think about recruiting. Recruiting is like a coin, but there's two sides to that coin.
Yep.
On one side, you have producers.
Yep.
And when we talk about recruiting and on the other side, we have unlicensed agents, right? Two sides of the same coin. The best market centers I know that win the growth game, they focus on both. Mm-hmm. They don't they don't win one and lose the other. They win both.
And I think it's not a good idea when market centers say, well, I don't want to get any new people, because I remember hearing Gary say,
were you new once?
I was new once.
Interesting.
And by the way, several brokerages didn't want to take me in the beginning.
They're lost.
I wonder what they're thinking now.
Yeah, they're lost, right?
How do you, I like Toby's song, or whose song?
Yeah.
How do you like me now?
Yeah, say it with a little, how do you like me now?
Yeah.
A little twang.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's, Gary always said, you're cutting off the funnel of our future best agents, right? And so I think that you have to have, but the reality is I can see why agent companies would say that, because it's labor intensive. It's exhausting.
Yep.
You have to, it's a numbers game. You have to get so many people through. And so that could be exhausting if you were trying to do it on your own.
For sure. So when Linda and I think of recruiting, that's how we approach it. There's two sides to this to the same coin. Now, when we think licensed recruiting, right, people who are already in the market, people who are producers, what we have found over time, and I would 1,000% debate this, stand by this. I've seen enough recruiting. You've seen enough recruiting. It is 80% relationship and 20% system.
Yeah.
You could have the best system in the world for recruiting producers, but if you can't build relationships with them, if you can't inspire them, if you can't make them feel like their life's going to be better with you and not without you.
If you can't show value, then it's going to be hard.
It's going to be really hard. So you have to start to win the talent game. You have to start with talent. Meaning you got to have the right person in leading the office, got to have the right OP, the right team leader, the right staff. That is critical. Now, are there things you can automate? 100%. You can make things better. But overall, that is a relationship game.
Yep.
Now, let's go to the other side of the coin. Unlicensed agents. I would stand by this, debate it, and tell you that it's 80% system and 20% relationship.
Yep.
Right? I can take someone who is less talented, and if I give them the right system to follow and they're willing to do the work, maybe talent's not the right word, Linda. I've seen agents who are they've spent their career focused on building their business, and by giving them a system, a tool like our agent sites, with a little bit of focus, just a little bit of focused effort, they're recruiting 20 people in a year. Before they were recruiting 0 people in a year. Right? So it is highly systems based, but you got to have both. You do have to have a talented person, right? The more talented, the better, and you got to have a really great system. So that's sort of the way we look at recruiting. That's where we started with this journey. We said, with what we've built with our agent sites, could we take this idea, rework it, and build it for market centers to be able to use to recruit unlicensed people? And let's start with unlicensed, and then later we'll add in and see if we can help
them get existing
have
agents.
Tools to help them with existing.
And Press, the other thing that we saw that was really glaring was we had been given this amazing gift called K-Score.
Yep.
I mean,
it's
an amazing gift, and people were giving up on it, or they were frustrated by it, and I could see why, because my ADD would never allow that many leads to be coming in, and so many of them to not be somebody that's going to go to the finish line.
That's right.
It would have overwhelmed the heck out of me, right?
Well, you have, and this is the blessing and the curse with K-Score, is it can be a long sales cycle.
Yes.
It's almost like going from a residential agent to a commercial agent.
Yes.
Like you have to be in it for the long game, and you better have a really good system, because otherwise that person is going to get burnt out with as many conversations as they need to have, or as many leads as they have to keep in front of.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
So again, that's sort of how we think about recruiting. So we took a year and a half to map out the new agent journey and the licensed agent journey, to be honest with you, and get really crystal clear is there a common thread, a common theme of a new agent lead comes in, it goes from point A to point B all the way to Z, and then ultimately to join the company. And could that be automated? Could that be built into a system? Good news is we mapped it out. We realized it could be. And so what we did, if you know Linda and I, we have the amazing Josh Boatman on our team, who's our partner and just an amazing human at solving tech problems and finding ways to create solutions. So what we did, Linda, is we locked him in a closet for the last year and a half. And we said, restructure what we've built and build it into what we need it to be for market centers. And so that's what he did. But don't worry. It was a lot like prison for him, I'm sure, but we did feed him good food. So he was fine. He's good now. We've let him out once he finished and proved that it was something worth sharing. But Josh did a tremendous job in over 200 hours of time to build out the process, not only mapping it out, but also creating all the automated touches, the automated triggers, the workflows, all the little things, so that the person who's running the system for new agents, they are able to buy back, and we've now tested this in over 20 market centers, the amount of time that they are buying back from that leader to be able to spend it in one-to-one conversations and more dollar productive things, because he built the system in a way where when a give you an example. When someone registers for a career night now through when they're inside of the system, it automatically puts them in the next stage of the pipeline. From that point, it then starts emailing them reminders about the career night.
Yeah.
It even, if they don't attend the career night, will then trigger for them to go back into the funnel to reschedule the career night. All these little things, Linda, that
people would
person,
have dropped through the cracks
it
because
would have either not gotten done, which is what most people did.
Yep.
Or they would have spent so much time to have to do
Chase
that
those
work.
people down and do that. Yeah, and we've always said, really, on new agents, your Dofi should be able to do that.
For sure.
And the truth is, with this system,
Some of them are.
some of them are. They are able to do it.
Yep. So the exciting thing is we started rolling this out. The first initial version we did was lighter than the one we have now. When I say lighter, meaning it was less let me kind of explain it like this. November of last year, we sort of were starting with our first version of it. It was less than we have now, and we piloted it with a couple market centers, and what we quickly realized, Linda, is we kind of had to go all in and put even more into it to make it easier for a market center.
Yep.
There were still too many things that a market center had to go in and do that the feedback we got was like, we would rather we bought a franchise. We would rather you just give it to us in a box.
Yep.
And then let us tweak a few things and then run the play at a high level.
You almost made it fail-proof, really.
That's right. Now, the bad news on our part is that took more time on our end to have to do, but the good news for our market centers is it meant when they got it in their hands today, it's 4 times what it was before in terms of the depth and the breadth of what it brings to the table.
Yeah.
And the output I think that a market center is going to get because it is more fail-proof, right? So as of early this summer, we started bringing on our region into the tool. We now have almost every single one of our market centers in it. As you can imagine, that's a beast, right, to bring on a whole region, and you're talking 20-plus offices. They're all at different places, right, because you're all, some people already had a system, so we're moving over a system. Some people were easy because they had no system, and now they're running a system. And I am really excited to share a couple initial, again, we're early, time will tell, but some initial wins that a couple of our offices have. We have one office, and this is the part that I didn't expect. Part of what we provide them is a recruiting site. And that's same with our agent sites, same with our market center sites. And that's really important because, in my opinion, where does a recruit find information on why they should join your office?
Yeah. I mean, it just was not there. And we're in a world of
digital.
They want to know who you are before they ever even talk to you.
That's right. Gary said it, digitally based, physically enhanced.
Yep.
Well, what we realized is our offices were not very well digitally based. And so we have basically built out a recruiting site that is attractive for a producer as well as for a new agent.
Yep.
So we built that out. When a lead, let's say our market center is running an Indeed ad, right, which is part of our process that we coach to. They run an Indeed ad. They're driving leads from Indeed to their join page on their recruiting site. They fill out that form, and that lead then comes into the system, and it does its magic. It starts to fire off, pushing them to the right, depending on if they're unlicensed, in school, or a licensed agent.
Yeah.
It starts firing off in the back end all the automations that it's supposed to do to push them to the next thing without the leader having to do any of it. One of our shocks, though, Linda, was that we've already started to see licensed agents.
This is the part that really excites me. And I was thinking about it, and I thought, okay, well, we saw it in our individual agent sites.
Yeah.
We saw, 6%?
About
maybe?
5 to 6%.
5 to 6% would be existing agent. We didn't know if it would happen in the market center sites. We hoped it.
Yep.
But what I love about that is sometimes that could be a person that they're about to give up on this business, and they're going to Indeed to look for what else can I do.
Yep.
And maybe we're their last ditch effort and hope to make it in this industry.
So
and
cool.
honestly, that gives me chill bumps because
it's
I
super
know
cool.
we can. I know we can help an agent who was struggling somewhere else. So I get super excited about this part.
Well, one of our offices has already recruited 2 R1 and R2 agents.
Yep.
And we actually got a call yesterday. Josh called me, and we were on vacation the week before. And so he calls me, at Mega Camp and says, hey, nonchalantly, just wanted to let you know that one of our offices just got a $5 million lead through a $5 million producer lead through the system. And they already met, and they're joining the Market Center.
I know.
And I'm like, when did you find out about this? And he said, oh, yeah, it happened last week. I said, why didn't you call me or text me? He said, you're on vacation. I didn't want to bother you. I said, that's a good bother.
Yeah.
That's the kind of bother I like.
Always call us, even if we're on vacation when we got to win.
That's right. So so there's some cool early sign now, and that may not be every month.
No.
But if you get a couple cappers a year,
Yeah.
if you get one capper a year from, you know what I mean? That's a really big deal. So.
Or one more capper a year, because what I noticed when we're talking to market centers, because we're trying our best to help our own people get the numbers they need to get to, because as you get the size we are, like you said before, we have different struggles that other companies don't have yet, or actually some of them are already starting to have real early in their growth trajectory, which is kind of scary for them, because it took us a long time to get to that point. However, we would talk to team leaders, and even though it might not look like they were doing good, they'd say, I got a couple of cappers this month. You're like, you did?
Yeah.
So if we can fix the gross problem,
that's right.
Because 70% of our office at any time is going to be new agents. If we can make that system easier and solve that problem, they can just relax and focus on the R2
relationships.
And the relationships. Yeah.
Yeah, and that really is the vision. The vision that Linda and I have is to create the next evolution of growth for KW through giving our team leaders and our Market Center growth leadership teams the ability to breathe every month. And if we can win the new agent game, meaning we can have a machine that brings in enough quantity so that we have an amazing pipeline of talent coming into the business, you will be able to breathe every month and focus in on the relationships with producers. Which, again, that takes time. It takes time. You've got to build that relationship over time, add value, right, and have something that's exciting. And nothing creates more excitement, Linda. We've looked at, I've been in a decade now. You've been in a little bit longer than that. So
maybe 4 of those.
Yeah. So we know that what helps a Market Center win is growth.
Yes.
You want to create energy in a Market Center, you grow. You want to create buzz, you grow. You want to create an environment that people want to be a part of, you grow. And so, again, this is the engine, we believe, to help do that. So I want to share a couple wins. I mentioned the two R1 and R2 agents that have joined, 10 agent referrals. We also, part of the things we built out in the tool is a page for agents in the office to be able to go to that page and give a referral to leadership, and then that lead comes into the system and immediately starts tracking that lead. And I'm actually going to hold off on that. I'm going to share that at the end of what that looks like for our agents who are listening to this video. If you want to know the exciting thing that we're building, it's on the referral side. So hold tight on that. So 10 agent referrals, that's amazing. And 29 new agents started Kaplan, and they've only been doing it for a month and a half now, which is amazing. We have another office that has already had 130 non-licensed leads come through. They've had 101 that have registered for career night. And again, this is without them even talking to them. The system does the heavy lifting, and it's just pushing them to career night. They're self-registering, and the Market Center hadn't even had a conversation with them yet.
Yeah, and what I love about it is the Market Center doesn't even have to get involved until that person has shown so much commitment. And, you now you're pretty sure you got a good lead here. Otherwise, you would be talking to a bunch of people that may never do it.
In addition to that, they have 40 people that have entered Kaplan in 2 months. So that's an average of 20 people a month in Kaplan. Just for reference, if you follow Molly DeMattos, who is the K-score queen, as I like to call her, if you follow her best practice model, she says that a 15% conversion is really good. So that means in order for you to be able to grow, if you wanted to, let's say you wanted to add 60 people a year through Kaplan, that'd be 5 a month. In order to do that, you would need to add 33 people a month.
Okay.
So before this, they were adding 0 people a month
Yes.
to Kaplan,
Yes.
basically. And now they have an engine to be able to add, so far, 20 a month.
Yeah.
And if they keep ramping that up, they're going to hit the 33
Yeah,
plus.
without a doubt. They'll hit it pretty easy.
In addition to that, this is the other exciting part. They had people come through their form on their website that were already started school, meaning that they're already in classes,
Yeah.
right? And some states are getting harder about giving us those lists or us finding out who's
yeah.
in classes. Some
Yeah.
states have pulled that back. These people were already in the process of getting licensed. They've had 23 appointments with unlicensed people who'd already started school. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
And then again, they apply. It pushes them to a 1-to-1 phone call, and now we're in the pipeline. Now they're in the pipeline. Now we're moving them through the process. All done without them having to talk to them.
Yeah.
Right, until that 1-to-1 call. So, I mean, what are your thoughts when you hear all this?
Well, my thought is if people run the plays, it's going to be good for everybody because, you know, of course, I'm always thinking about the existing agent and building your profit share and all those things. And I listen to this and I go, oh my gosh, this is so good for everybody. Offices are going to be more profitable. Profit share is going to be bigger.
Yep.
I mean, now agents have a better reason to recruit locally. You know, because everybody's had somebody fall through the cracks or
Sure.
not. I gave them a lead. I don't really know what happened there. So I think there's so many great things about this. Once we get enough people up and running with it, wow. I mean, it's exciting.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, and the way I would think about this is look at, this tool as sort of the precursor to Command. I think of Command as like
Yes.
your CRM.
Yes.
It's an amazing tool, and it's great when you get into the 1-to-1 conversation with people.
Right.
Where this tool comes in handy is it has built-in texting. It has obviously all the incredible workflows that have been built out for automations and
Automatic drips to people.
all those things. Yep. And also a calendar system built in to push them to a calendar so they can get on your.
You don't even have to get on the phone to schedule. They schedule it with you.
That's right.
And more and more people are wanting to do that.
They want to
I
be in
like
control
that. I want to
of-
be in control of when I make an appointment with somebody.
That's right. And so think of this as sort of like your lead management system. So you have like your CRM, customer relationship management, right? Your command tool. But the precursor to that would be like, how can I handle a quantity of leads? Would be through this system. And then Josh has built out some amazing connections with Zapier so that these leads, when you're ready for them, they push right into Command.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right into the pipeline.
Where
So
you want
it's
them
a symbiotic relationship of how it works, which is super cool. Now, the thing I wanted to share on referrals for our agents who have stayed with us till the end. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for staying and listening. And I hope you learned a lot because this process is going to make it better for you to sponsor people. One of the ways that's going to happen, let's say you generate a lead for an agent that you want to pass to a market center who's using our platform. If you send that lead to them, they will be able to add you as the referral source, and it has built-in triggers to notify you on every key important step of the journey with that person. So let me give you an example. If that person, this is where it gets really cool, if that person registers for career night and then they don't attend, it's going to send you, the referring agent, a notification to let you know that they have not attended the career night, and it might be a good touch for you to follow up with them on why they didn't attend.
Yeah.
So there's some few key, like here's another example. They don't pass their exam. If they don't pass their exam, you will have the ability to get notified that they did not pass their exam, and you can now follow up with them to figure out, like, hey, how did it go? It's kind of your trigger to be like, hey, how did it go? Like what? Or if they pass it, you'll be notified. So there's some key points that are really important in the journey, just like with a client that there are with a recruit. And you're going to get to be in the know when those things happen. And it's extra help for the leader, the market center, because now you, market center leader, you have help from the person who referred them to follow up and get them back in the pipeline and get them back on the journey.
Yeah, and I'd want to know so that I could encourage them or I could help them or do whatever. So I love it because now all of a sudden leads aren't falling through the cracks and the team leader's not sitting around having to say, okay, who brought me this lead and what do I need to let them know where we're at.
Yep.
It's just being done automatically. There's just so many great things about it. And I think the people, Press, that have gotten into our personal profit share sites, every single one of them has said, I've always wanted to have a way to help my office grow. I just never could figure out how to do it. Yep. And maybe they're a person that doesn't have a lot of influence in their local market, but now they can have a means to drop people, even new people. I mean, they should be calling their database and saying, have you ever thought about a career in real estate? Yep. And now they're going to go into a system and they can build their downline locally with new agents even easier and better. So I love all things about it because I love all things recruiting.
Well, and it's been a labor of love, and we're so excited. We've brought on our region. Our early signs are amazing. We have about 5 market centers who are not in our region that are using and piloting the tool. And it's been fun working with them and helping them win. So we're at the point now where we want to continue to help offices in KW. And if we're going to bring on a select group of other market centers who are ready to officially solve the growth problem, and or just want to learn how we're doing this and what we're doing. And if it's a fit, great. And if it's not, and you have something better, great. But what I also know to be true is we've worked with enough market centers. I don't think you're going to find a more polished tool to help you recruit at scale, to buy back your leaders' time, to handle the quantity of leads we need to have at the size we're at.
Yep.
And be able to solve the math problem of growth.
Yep. And if you're an agent listening to this, go to your market center and say, hey, jump on a free demo call and learn about this, because I think it's going to help everybody when market centers actually have some type of system to get the numbers we need to get.
That's right. Well, Linda and I are all in on helping you guys grow. If you want to talk with us, if you want to see a demo, if you want to learn more about what we've built, you can go to growkw.com/MC. MC meaning market center. So it's growkw.com/MC. And right there, you'll see a page. You can put in your contact info, and then that'll let us know you want to talk. We'll set up a time, and we can't wait for you to see it and to get your feedback. Because the other thing that Linda and I we didn't talk about is we are committed to continue to make this the best tool for our leaders, because this company changes lives.
Yes.
And
ours included.
It has changed ours, and I actually, what gets me really excited, Linda, is I think through this, you and I are going to change the lives of a lot of leaders in our company.
I'm excited. Honestly, it's a way for us to help more people's lives be changed through our leaders, right? We can only recruit so many people. But when you start getting your leaders to go get agents before they ever start their career and bring them to the best place to change their lives and build a career worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living. I mean, to me, I get chill bumps, Press, because I always kept saying to you, well, wait, let's get the proof, let's get the numbers, because I would never want to put anything out there that there was no evidence behind.
Yep.
But now that we're seeing these numbers, I'm as giddy as probably the market centers are about what they're getting.
Yep. And it's fun. It's been a lot of fun. Like, our leaders have a new sense of energy because activity is happening.
Yes.
And it's not hard. It's just we have the play. The play is written, and we know the play. It's just, are you willing to plug in and run the play?
Yeah. And we're being slow and meticulous about this, and only adding so many market centers at a time, because we need to make sure that you have somebody on the ground that runs the system.
That's right.
And make sure they're trained well, and because we don't want it out there with no one getting success. We want the success.
Well, the growth challenge of KW right now is not an easy thing to fix. It is complex.
Yeah.
And so for us to go out and just add everyone possible, first off, we couldn't handle all that.
Yeah.
But truthfully, what we're doing, what Josh and Andy are doing on our team, is actually going market center by market center, meeting with the team, helping them make sure they understand the tool, who needs to run the play, helping work through some nuances and make a few tweaks for their market center. It's like surgery. So we have to go a little more surgical in our approach, because we're actually trying to solve a problem for the long term, not for the short term.
Yeah, absolutely. Exciting. So if you're an agent, tell your market center about this. And if you're an agent and you want to check out a similar system for you to build your own profit share, that's available also.
Yep, profitsharesites.com. I was going to see if Linda remembered
I don't.
the URL for a minute there. Profitsharesites.com. You'll be able to see there. You're looking for our agent sites. And we've got some exciting things on that too that I think we need to talk about next month. I'm not going to give it away on this one. So you got to stay tuned for next month if you want to hear something exciting we have coming for that.
And remember, if you have a topic or an agent that has some success or something amazing they've been able to do with their profit share, be sure and reach out to us and let us know about that guest. If there's something you want to learn more about profit share, let us know about that also, because we're here to talk all things profit share. We want you to understand the gift we've been given and take advantage of it so it can change your legacy and your family in the long run.
Yep. That's great. All right. We love you all, and we will talk to you next month.
Yep. See you next month.
See ya.